Hello, welcome to this video. In this video, I'm going to teach you how to adjust the properties of full address, city name, and all that in the shipping info, right? So as you know, if you go to the shipping information here, there's very little adjustments that you can do with it, right? Now, but if you know the right CSS codes, you can actually play along with that and do all kinds of things, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to access to custom CSS right here. I'm going to scroll down just because I want a little bit more clarity there. There we go. So now the first thing I want to understand is that to target these elements, what I need to use is labelUnderInput. This is the name, the element, right, that targets. This is the data title that targets those elements. Now that I have this, I can do pretty much whatever I want. Okay. The first thing I'm going to select is, for example, I'm going to add a color of white. Okay, and I'm going to set it as important. Now, this is going to make the color, the text disappear because it blends with the background. But don't worry, because right now I'm going to adjust a background color to whatever color I would like in this case. So in this case, I'm just going to add a pink just so you can see very, very clearly. And I'm going to add an important, which you don't need, but I'm just going to add it anyway. Now, the next thing I want to do is I want to add a little bit of spacing. Okay, so I'm going to set a padding section to that. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to set a padding 2 pixels on top. Okay, then the next thing is for the right, I'm going to add 5 pixels, then 2 pixels again for the bottom, and then 5 pixels again for the left. Okay, and I'm going to set it as important, although you don't need. Now, the next thing is I want to sort out those distances in between those elements, as you can see, right? So what I need is a margin bottom, and in this case, I'm going to select a minus 30 pixels. And I'm going to do a margin top. So a typo there, a margin top of, I think that like 30 pixels is also going to work. Okay, so important. And here, important. There you go. Now, the next thing I want to do is I want to, in this case, I could just target a font, for example. So just you can see that you can select and change the font sizes here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the top here and I'm going to see I have this font and I have this AvertaBlack. So I'm going to use the AvertaBlack in this case and I'm going to just type it there. So now I change the font. Okay, so you can really see that you can do whatever you like to these elements. The next thing I want to do is I want to do minus 62 pixels right there, just so it adjusts the distance in between those elements as well. Okay, so when you have all of these, I mean, it's pretty much clear that everything is adjusted, right? So previously, after, before, and after. All right, so go ahead, play around with these codes, try to find your own way of adjusting it. All right, and if you want to share your designs, share it with the community and we will appreciate it. Cheers.